Hey everybody, Chris here. After an exciting trading weekend for Dogecoin, we have a price reset going on. What does that look like with Doge and Bitcoin? I'm going to take a look at that in this video. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel. Hit that little notification bell too. You can be notified when the videos come out as well as when I do live streams. My next live will be Monday afternoon at 4 o'clock p.m. East Coast time. Today is a holiday, though, here in the United States. It's President's Day, so no stock trading today. So crypto doesn't have any influence going on with what's going on in the stock market. So what's going to happen? We'll be summing that up this afternoon. But for now, we got a lot to get to with Dogecoin, Bitcoin, and the market. So let's get into it. Let me show you the charts of the news. I'll show you what I'm looking at. And we start here with the current Dogecoin chart, just under 10.2 cents here on a Monday morning. We did have this big run going up on Saturday, Sunday, drop back, and now we're resetting. We're actually resetting at a higher level than we were on Friday. Friday, we were going sideways at about 9.5 cents or so, and now we're up at about 10.2. So the reset area is higher than we were before the big run. What caused the run? Why did that happen? We're going to talk about that in just a minute. Look at the volume though. Look at the big volume of trading on Doge. We haven't seen that kind of volume in a long time. I'll zoom out in just a bit. Just want to check in on Bitcoin. Bitcoin is in its yellow box. Yes, we created this yellow box on Friday to track the Bitcoin trading. 69K is about the middle of the box, and that's just about where Bitcoin is. So Bitcoin did not reset higher from Friday. It is at the same level. So that's how that looks. Now let's zoom out and let's look at the bigger picture. The bigger picture is where we are in this bear market. Yes, there are some who still don't believe we're in a bear market, but let me show you again. Now this is my prediction going forward. We have this sort of sideways trading that we had at the end of 2025. And that was around 90K. We had that sideways trading, and now we've had 4 weekly red candles in a row. 4 weekly red candles in a row after the little relief rally that we had there at the beginning of January. It is now negative pressure. We're looking at the dip down at 60K as that first inflection point. A bigger relief rally could still happen for Bitcoin, and I'm guessing it's somewhere around 80K, probably March into April, before going lower. And what does that lower point look like? We turn on the bull market support band, which is right now more a bear market support band, as Ben Cowan calls it, a bear market support band, which is up here at about 90K again. So 80K is my target. By the time we get there into March or April, this bear market, that's a bear market resistance band, is what this is. It'll be down at that level. And that's where I think it will touch before dropping lower. That we have seen that before, though, as we zoom out and we look back to 2022, because this is mirroring 2022. We had that sideways movement after the all-time high of 69K. That Bitcoin hit, which is right where the price is right now, was November 2021, the all-time high then. Bear market started, chopped around sideways. That sideways chop was around 50K, and then Bitcoin dropped down to 32, had a relief rally up to about 47, 48 before dropping lower. So that is the kind of movement we could expect. And again, we do have this bear market resistance band where there are continual touches a little bit above and then touch, and then we have the capitulation below the 200-week moving average. So if we repeat that again, the 200-week moving average now is at 58K right there, and we could drop lower later in the bear market. This would be a classic kind of move that we would see for Bitcoin. Now, we come into about the 2-hour chart. We look at see what's going on. We can turn off that bear market resistance band, and we see Bitcoin essentially trading sideways since Friday now. A little bit of a run and then back. But what was the Doge difference? Doge was big. Doge had the big run and the huge volume. That volume we haven't seen since the capitulation on February 5th, where we had the giant spike in volume as there was a big sell-off happening on February 5th. This time we see it with the green. This was more red, this was more green. Yes, the volume can increase with green candles. And then as Dogecoin was falling back, it was fighting it, and there was still a lot of trading going on. But now we have come back down and settled again at a resetting at a higher level than we were before. And we're watching this 10-cent line, the yellow line here, to see whether Doge can stay above it. Again, we will be checking that out again in more detail in my next live stream, which will be Monday afternoon. So make sure you're subscribed. You have notifications on. Dogecoin rises 20% amid active weekend trading. This is what we saw. Significant activity, trading volumes increasing to over $2 billion in trading. That is awesome for Doge. Almost $3 billion in trading for Dogecoin. Big spike. Here's why. Here's why. Corporate treasuries accumulating millions of Doge. What? What is this? Well, this is like the digital asset treasuries for Dogecoin. CleanCore and BitOrigin are continuing to buy the dip despite the overall bear market sentiment. And I'm like, well, that's not causing Dogecoin to go up and have all of that trading. It's not because of that. And like CleanCore and BitOrigin, those stocks are like in the toilet, completely decimated. I'm not touching those stocks, even if it looks like it's a good buy. I don't trust them at all. BitOrigin already had a reverse stock split. CleanCore is probably going to do the same thing. That's the zone stock. I don't trust them at all. No, this is not what it is. And this is StockTwits, right? So these people who post on StockTwits, they don't know what's going on. I don't even use StockTwits anymore. Dogecoin rallies 18% after smart cash tags reveal. Yes, this is what it was about. It was the smart cash tags and the whole kind of reversal, which I covered on my X account. I'm at Chris Pax over on X Twitter. Check me out there when I'm not here. And this is what it was about. It was Saturday's Dogecoin pump was based on Nikita Beers, and he's the head of product at X. His reply post below. In it, he said, yes, we are launching a number of features in a couple weeks, including smart cash tags that will enable you to trade stocks and crypto directly from Timeline. And everyone thought, wow, you can trade crypto directly on your timeline within X. That's awesome. X is going to be a trading platform. And that got crypto excited. And of course, Doge, like it does when you start seeing the green candles, outperforms. Even Pepe even outperformed Doge. Pepe was going crazy. Like all the memes were going. It's like, oh, hey, some excitement in crypto. Let's go. Now, most interpreted that last line as directly being able to buy crypto on X, which Nikita later clarified on a later reply, posting as wrong, which was dumb thing to say wrong, because what you said was that will enable you to trade stocks and crypto directly from Timeline. And people interpreted that as, yes, we can do it on X. No. He later clarified it. There's going to be some link to somewhere else where you go buy it. You can track the price directly on X, but you can't buy on X. And so, Doge turned around and dropped back down. Now, Dogecoin, it wasn't anything specific about Dogecoin, but was an excitement in the market. We haven't seen it in a long time. That is why we had Sunday's fallback in the price of Doge. And yes, we can look at Pepe, we can look at others and what happened. But Pepe certainly went on a big run, fell back, and is now resetting again at a higher price than it was before all this excitement on Saturday. And again, Bitcoin is just flat pretty much. So this was a meme kind of inspired thing, which is awesome. However, Dogecoin gives back gains. Support level is under spotlight. Again, I'm looking at 10 cents right now as being support, and we'll see whether that follows through. But yes, but not all the gains were given back yet. And so we'll see how long that lasts. In news, Harvard is rotating from Bitcoin to ETH. Yes, Harvard has this huge endowment, and they were buying the BlackRock IBIT. They had 1.48 million shares, and they sold it. And what did they do with it? They're buying ETH. They're buying the Ethereum ETF, $86 million of ETH. Why did they transfer from Bitcoin to ETH? Very interesting. They think ETH is going to outperform Bitcoin on the run back up. You know, the endowment for Harvard, I wouldn't bet against it. Usually it's slow and steady, and they're usually in funds and bonds and all of that, but they are trading some crypto too, and it's not a small position. So kind of interesting. We do have, again, the 200-week. This is the EMA, which does a little more of emphasis on the most recent trading as opposed to the simple moving average, and Bitcoin is fighting that 200 EMA right now. In past cycles, every time the price touched the EMA 200, it either received a strong reaction or marked the start of a new trend. Right now, it's in the same zone again, and historically, this is a decision area. If it holds, the trend continues. If it loses it, the correction could deepen. So we look back at 2022 and how Bitcoin dropped below the 200 EMA. And then again, also back in 2018, we had the same thing. So I'm sorry, guys, that's bear market stuff. Gel says the same thing. Bitcoin still playing out incredibly similar to the 2022 bear market. Circled area is very similar to current weekly structure as well. Not saying it will play out the same, but the similarities are too strong to ignore. We should have patience. Again, the little sideways action before capitulation. And then if you play that out right here, here's the sideways action we have now before capitulation again. That could play out. Trader Allen's looking at ETH with a bearish pennant with a target down at $1,100. That would be tough for ETH. We got Harvard buying ETH, but we have Trader Tardigrade saying, well, we get the bear pennant, ETH could drop lower, and that would be truly a bear market capitulation event to see that. Meanwhile, Doge has had the big run, and that was Saturday and Sunday, we had the fall back, using that descending trend line as support. So interesting that we had the run above the big breakout on Saturday, and then Sunday comes back and retests that line as support. And again, looking at larger scale, this is a deviation chart that he showed on Saturday, and looking at that same deviation chart, and it really hasn't changed right here on the big picture because this is a 3-day chart that's looking way out. But we do see the bear market breakdown from 2023, 2024, 2025, and now we have the bear coming down. And interesting, Bitcoin is down 21% in Q1 and red in both January and February. And we look at Bitcoin's history, and Bitcoin has never had both January and February be red. That's never happened in Bitcoin's history here. So that is new and not good. Another sign of a bear market. So we'll be watching that in Bitcoin down 21% in the quarter. ETH is down 33% in the quarter. And I didn't look at Dogecoin. I didn't look at where Dogecoin is in the quarter so far. Down 13%. So not as bad as ETH. And in fact, this little run has kind of helped. That down 13% in the quarter is actually even better than Bitcoin, which is down 21%. Dogecoin outperforming Bitcoin because of this big run that we had here on Saturday. The Sunday pullback here, giving up most of the gains, but still holding above 10 cents. So, and finally, we have Doge tipping. Elon Musk just invited William Shatner, Captain Kirk from Star Trek, to X-Money beta test. Will there be more public beta soon? I'd like to sign up. I'd like to sign up too. Of course, Doge tipping puts a little Doge logo on this X-Money card. That's not real. That is AI. Just letting you know that. But Elon Musk saying, much appreciated, Captain. Would you like to join the X Money exclusive beta test? Send credits anywhere in the galaxy. I'm like, I'd like to try out the X Money beta test. I would like to try that out. Let's do that. So William Shatner says, so you want me to Venmo you a couple bucks until payday? And it's just like, no. We want X Money. We don't want to use Venmo. We want to use X Money. So it's coming. It's coming. Patience, everybody. Patience while it comes. We'll see how Dogecoin plays out. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think about this price reset for Doge? Give the video a like. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I appreciate the support. We'll see you next time.